Look up the substation for RE3. Of course, you know, the scariest part of RE3 is this guy, Dario.
The parking garage isn't far, I can tell.
The only safe place isn't here!
You meet him in the first, like, 5 minutes, and Jill, not Claire, says, hey, you're not a zombie. You should come with me to safety. And then he crawls into a storage crate. He's like, no. And you can talk to him like 4 or 5 times after that.
Shit.
By the way, it's one of the things that Lost Charles doesn't like. He's always saying, you know, Dario had a bigger part in the original game. You got to see him later. It's like, okay. I don't think he's even played the original game.
Start, damn it.
Like, he said to me the other day, he's like, after I finish RE2, I'm gonna try RE2 Remake again. It's like, you haven't played it? Like, there is stuff that's questionable. Like, there is cut content. And some of the cut content that people complain about, like, if you think the small bug enemies that frankly look like leaves in RE3 are bad, the original game had giant spiders. And they cut that. Because there's a limit where a hyper-realistic game like this can be a bit much. And they made a reasonable choice.
Oh, come on. Who's the dipshit that closed this? Sorry, we're gonna have to go around.
Hey, what do you know about that monster?
Nothing. I've never seen anything like it. But it's no zombie. It knows what it wants and won't stop till it gets it. Don't you like that in a man?
No thanks. He's all yours.
Okay.
Listen, I promise you're in good hands. I'm with the Umbrella Biohazard Countermeasure Service. UBCS for short.
Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? You guys are the ones who caused all of this.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What are you talking about? You don't have to trust me, but I'm going to the shelter.
Alright.
Come in.
Now we get through this 5-minute intro.
Come on.
And we can finally play the game. Oh, it'll be so good when we can finally plant our save, our first of 5 that we're allowed to use. By the way, that's a hint that this game's harder. That you only get 5 saves, whereas in RE2 you get 3. So you need more saves to help you out, even though this game's shorter.
All right.
We'll plant our first save after the substation, and we'll never have to do that intro again. I already have all my saves planned out. After the substation with the bug enemies, and then before the 4 boss fights. Simple as that. I mean... Is he, like, attacking you, or is this another case where you're... he's wearing black? Yeah, honestly, I don't know what his deal is. That guy always is acting a little funky. By the way, those hip pouches are store items, so I'm not going to use them, because we're trying to not use cheats. I think one of my favorite complaints from Lost Cheryl, he's like, you know, they're supposed to meet in a diner at the beginning of the game, not at the gas station. Who cares? What difference does it make? I mean, I get that diners tend to be cooler locations, hypothetically, but, you know, it's fine. For what it's worth, I did try the original Resident Evil 1, or possibly the remake, I'm not 100% sure. But that one, the remake for RE1, quote-unquote, replaces the original. It doesn't really remove any content. It's almost a port with, like, a little bit added for mechanics. So it's considered very good. And whereas these are just separate games. Anyway, I did try it. I got lost. And I was bored. I guess I'll have to revisit it eventually, right? Like, I'm getting lost enough in RE3 where the map of the beginning area is literally 2 streets. So it'll be challenging. I believe we can get this first save. Like, if we commit to trying to get one position moved, let's say every 2 days, I think we can do it. Oh, now that you're past the G guys, you want to know the way to deal with them in like 1 bullet? So, remember one of those first Gs you saw and you're like, is that something in the sewer water? So, if you walk towards them, it doesn't matter how fast you're going. They'll pop out of the ground, you'll get stunned, they'll try to slap you. But if you shoot them before getting close, they'll pop up and you can use that time to just walk past. Always on their right. Their right arm is small. And then there are a couple that are already whoa, that was a dodge I had to do. There are a couple that are still awake, and you can do a similar thing where you kind of just shoot them when they're far, and you trigger the egg animation, and you just run past. Whew. I dodged someone and I didn't even see him. It is a little bit jarring sometimes, switching between games. And then it's like, oh, Claire doesn't have a dodge. Oops. So how are you liking the botany over there? Oh, remember how early in the game lickers are nice to you as long as you're not loud? That is no longer the case. They will attack you in the labs. It is unannounced, but they just do it. And you might say this is unfair and unannounced. And I'm like, yeah, that's why I'm telling you, because it's really cheap. What about them? They're just plants. What do you mean? I'm actually not sure if they're zombies or not, or if they're like special plants. I don't really know what the deal is. So you have a lot of options with them. You know, you can burn them. Both characters have a fire-based weapon. You can shoot their little pods for a stun. You could shoot all their pods so they're stunned for a really long time. But if they get you, you gotta use a defense item, or they'll kill you in 1 hit. Very nice. I know you don't like flash grenades, but... Oh, just since you haven't used grenades before, I missed a dodge. You don't take self-damage from grenades at all.
Gotta put this out.
He wants to be well protected.
Doesn't look like it helped him much.
Well, a lot of people don't know how to wear their mask correctly.
I'm loving this large gunpowder.
Mm-hmm. You'll figure it out.
So I was wrong.
I mean, you'll figure it out, like, by progressing. Sure. There is, of course, always the option of simply guessing the 1 in 10,000 thing.
Smells like... Oh, I don't even want to think about it.
Baby? They'll be down long enough. That's how I think of it. I don't think it'll kill them, though. But they'll stay down for a good minute or so. At least. I think the only way to permanently kill them is fire if they're already down. But I'm not 100% sure, actually.
God.
It's one of those things where I don't want to stick around, right? So I try to book it.
Gross.
Freeze that. Get away.
Do some exploration. You'll find the Murph box.
Yeah, that it wouldn't open.
I don't even remember what that object is called that opens up the Murph door, but I just call it the Murph box.
Here we go.
Can you combine like acid, fire?
No. You can combine gunpowder, healing, and a handful of key items, and I guess attachments for your gun. No, ammo can't be combined with stuff. It would be cool if you could get like an acid fire round. But oh, you know what would be fun? Or possibly fun. I don't actually know for sure. Doing a playthrough with no crafting. That would be interesting, right? Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Especially for Claire, because, well, that's the only way to get acid. Well, Claire has a grenade launcher and Leon doesn't, so yeah. They have totally different loadouts. Like, obviously there's story stuff that's different, and there are a handful of rooms that are different, but the primary difference between Leon and Claire is that they have different weapons.
Come on!
Leon has, like, the classic kit, pistol, shotgun, magnum, flamethrower. And Claire's got all this weird stuff, like an acid grenade launcher, a lightning gun, some weird-looking revolver. I love missing... I'm gonna run out of ammo against these bug things. That would be bad. Well, I'll let you screw around with it for another couple minutes, but then I'll give you the thing. I'm just gonna say, look around. It will be clear. It's not that complicated.
Okay. All that leaves is
Do you remember the locker where you got the SLS enhanced frame? It's a similar solution. Guys, we did it. We got to the first save.